folks, I do hope you're all well. All being well, this should be my Wednesday evening video at 8 PM. There should be another one following it in the same series at 8:30 PM. This is number 9 of the Who Do I Follow on YouTube series. And again, it's a double-hander. We did our first double-hander yesterday and a single-hander. I've got a double-hander now, and at 8:30 in half an hour time, I've got another single-hander. And then there's only one more to go, which will be released sometime tomorrow, probably 8 PM again. And then that is the full series. I've banded them all together, the Tenerife side of things, because of the 11 messages, but with 13 people I watch on YouTube, the main 13 people that aren't sport related, most of the 13 are based in there Tenerife. And if you've not seen any of this series, I will tell you why in a moment. And I'll give you also my usual disclaimer, because it's very important, the disclaimer. But after that, we'll talk about the 2 people within this video, and they are, number 1 is the CRAICMASTER, and number 2, I always get the chap's name wrong, and I don't know why, because I've seen him last year and I loved him as a performer, Michael LEAVEY Jr. I keep wanting to say Michael J. Levy after I think Michael J. Fox. I don't know what it is, but I can't get it right. Right, before we get to that, I'll tell you one and all what this series is about. If you're a casual viewer to the channel, if you've just fell across it, if you actually watch the CRAICMASTER or Michael Levy Jr., see, I said it again. I'll tell you what it's about, I'll give you my disclaimer, and then we'll have a chat about both of their channels. Because what I'm doing over the period of about a week or so, I'm releasing a couple of videos a day of the channels that I have started watching on YouTube. And for one reason or another, many of them have got me into opening a channel myself, which is obviously what you're now watching. Now, I'll take you back to about 20 odd months. 20 odd months ago, I'm watching YouTube there, and I'm looking for a sporting series. Let me just turn this heater off, because it's getting warm in here. I'm looking at a sporting series on YouTube, because it's been released on YouTube, and I'm looking for it. And whilst I'm looking, I come across some pictures of a YouTube site in Tenerife. I like Tenerife. I've been many times in the past, probably about 7 or 8 times in the last 10 or 15 years. It's a place I like. And casually, I looked at what was on there, and I looked at this site, this YouTube site, and I liked it. And I liked it a lot. And then over the next 4 or 5 weeks, I looked at another couple of different sites on YouTube, and a couple more were based in Tenerife. And I do know there's a big culture now, obviously I know now, because this is like 20 months later, there's lots and lots of vloggers in Tenerife that do lots of different things. Some are along the same lines as one another, some different, some massively different, and I like various ones. And what I've decided to do to give people that follow my channel an idea of the shows I watch and why I watch them, and what I do and don't like about the presenters within them, and what I've gleaned from some of these presenters, the things that I've wanted to do from what I've seen of them, or the things I've not wanted to do. It gives my followers an insight into what I'm all about and where I've come from. And it also may introduce some of their supporters of these sites to myself. Maybe you won't be interested because it's totally different than anything you've seen before. Right, quickly about me and the disclaimer, and then we'll get on to the CRAICMASTER and to Michael. I'm just saying Michael in case I get it wrong again, because I get it wrong from time to time and I don't re-record. Right, as you can see, nothing fancy here. We're just in the studio, no graphics, no fancy editing, no background music. 2 reasons. 1, I'm extremely lazy, and 2, and this is the real reason, I am the world's biggest technophobe. But as well as that, let me just say, I work on a 5-day-a-week job. I'd say full-time, but some of it's done from home, so I can pinch a bit of time here and there to do a bit of this and that. But in the main, this channel is put together early mornings, evenings and weekends. But for all, it's a channel that's more basic than some. The output is huge. I put out bundles of videos per day. I put out 4 or 5 on a normal day, 6 or 8 on an average day. I've been known to put out 10 or 12 and the odd occasion 13 or 14. Nobody on YouTube is doing that volume of videos that I know of. Again, I know not many people do it my way, with no editing, music, background and all that palaver. I cover a range of subjects, they're vast. I do everything from the sporting landscape to film, TV, movies, music. Film and movies, it's the same thing. I don't know what I'm saying, you see. Music, Politics, I do loads. I have an opinion on most things. There's the odd thing I know nothing about, so I don't have an opinion on. But I cover loads. I make fun of many things. I believe in having a laugh and a joke. I believe it gets us from day to day and it helps. I create things in my head because it's a weird place. I make what's the word? Things about things that happen in real life, and I just run with them and make them into something else for a laugh. The biggest thing I do is knock people, but don't think I'm a bad person and I'm here just to be nasty. I've not got a nasty streak inside me at all. When I say I knock people, I look at those that I think are stealing a living. There's many of them in sport. It's like having a winger in sport that can't cross the ball, or can't pass the ball, or can't control the ball, and they're in £100,000 a week. I don't get it. I could do all of that when I was 9, 10, 11 at school. So the fact that this footballer's now in the 20s that can't do it, and they're in £100,000 a week, really annoys me. Same with your actors, say on the TV, these in the soaps, let's say, you see being into our homes 3-4 times a week, who cannot act to save their lives. These people that get into media and get to this position, that position, that position, just because of somebody they know. Yet they've got absolutely no talent at all, and there's a stream of people behind them with probably loads of talent, been to all drama schools and finishing schools and this, that and the other, and cannot get a break to save their lives. That annoys me, and I talk about it. This is a channel that has a comment section that is always open, it's never turned off. I've never to this day wiped anybody's comment, and I mean not one. I've never to this day cancelled anybody and kicked anybody out from the channel, not one. I have the odd person that comes on here just to be a right jodrel, because there's some jodrels about, but I let them get on with it and I just don't message them back, and in the end I know that they will leave. I've got thick skin, I say a lot, but I take criticism, I invite criticism. If people think I'm wrong, tell me. I won't fall out with you, you've no need to fall out with me. If you want to debate things, we'll debate things, no problem at all. You can be as nasty as you want, but there's no need to, because I don't deserve any nastiness. I'm not asking for nastiness, and I'm not going to be nasty with you, whether you want me to or not. I won't be reeled in. So that basically is my channel. That's what I do. I'm 8 months old, or maybe a little bit more now. I think this channel started in March of, I keep saying last year, we've gone into a new year now. I think first videos went out middle to end of April of 2023, so we're like 8 months old. As of a week ago, when I looked, we're on about 1,270 subscribers, so it's not a big channel by any means. That said, it's grown from nothing to 1,270 in about 8 months, which is good going, because I don't have friends or family passing the channel on to others and recommending it to others. It's just grown. Do they say it organically? I think that's what it is. I have the odd subscriber that subscribes and leaves because I must say the odd thing that they don't like. I don't get that. I think you just tell me I'm wrong and agree with the things that they do agree with, and the ones that they don't, let me know I am wrong. But that's up to themselves. I never come on here to be nasty, as in nasty to people. So when I do this critique of the channels now, I'm going to talk about the McMaster. Sorry, I said it wrong, didn't I? What's it called? It's not the McMaster, see? That's not the CRAICMASTER, see? There's that many masters. The CRAICMASTER and Michael, they're going to be shorter videos than the rest. The next is only going to be done in about 5 minutes to 2 of them, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But anything I say that's negative, that I don't agree with or I don't like about any of those channels, I say it like I've said to every video I've done in this series. It's not coming from a nasty place. It's not coming from any jealousy, any envy or anything like that. I've got nothing against any of these people. I wish them nothing but good. And if the channels grow and grow bigger, I've got no problem with either of them growing bigger. I really, really haven't. To that end, I've got one quick disclaimer, and then we'll get into the channel. Now, let me show you the disclaimer first. I show this to it on every video. I don't know why, because in a minute I'm going to read it to you. That's why the bins are on. They'll come off in a minute, because normally I'm looking at it and they're like that on the screens. They never sit. It's because I don't sit right myself. Right. That is the disclaimer. You can freeze it if you want and you can read it, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. I don't know why I do this because I know it's really amateur, but anyway, if you just watch my review of a channel that you follow, this is the review I'm going to do now, presented by a presenter that you no doubt love. That's the presenter of the channel that I'm going to review now, because if you're looking in and you already look at the CRAICMASTER or Michael's channels, you obviously like them. You've been with them weeks, months and years, and you like them. So anything I say negative, you're not going to want to like. And I know what's going to happen. You're going to have all the keyboard warriors. They're going to want to send me nasty messages. They're going to say things like, what are you talking about? Their channel's a lot more professional than yours. They're doing all the things that you don't do, i.e. the graphics, the music, the editing. They're taking a lot more time than you. Well, they are to an extent, and to an extent you'd be wrong there. They say nothing negative about anybody, and you are. They say you might be saying things negative about their channel. How would you feel if they said negative things about you? Wouldn't bother me at all. Not one bit. Because that's what it's all about, opinion. And I love opinion. I love honesty. What I'm going to say in the next 5 minutes will be 100% honest in my mind. Don't mean say you'll agree, but it'll be 100% honest. So anyway, what I put at the bottom there is, before having a go at me, watch my video, a video that I released last Thursday evening at 8:30, I think it was, saying, why did I start a YouTube channel? If you listen to that, why did I start a YouTube channel, it explains it all. But as I say, I've nothing against any of the channels I'm reviewing. I think it's 11 videos, and it's 13 different channels within them 11 videos. There's 2 in this one. And the reason I do that disclaimer is, if I say 10 things about any one of these 2 channels, and 8 are positive and 2 are negative, what all you people are going to do, because you follow these channels, is focus on the 2 negative and want to have a right pop at me. No, us Brits are like that. We don't look at the 8 positives. We don't think, wait a minute, he said those 2 things, but he said loads of good things here. We don't look at the good things, we look at the 2 bad. And because you love the channel that I'm going to review, you feel you should stand up for that presenter, because that's what everybody does. It's weird, but that's what everybody does. So as I say, before you start messaging me, have a think about everything I've said. But if you want to send anything negative, you can do. Right. So, as of a week ago, I've been going 8 months, I had 1,270 subscribers. The CRAICMASTER started in 2012, September 2012. As of a week ago, 11,800. Michael LEAVEY Jr. started in September 2018. And as of a week ago, 2,530. Right, I'll go the CRAICMASTER first. Is it Daniel? I'm pretty sure it's Daniel. I've seen him in a few videos. Right, this is about the CRAICMASTER. I've seen him a few times. I know he's got an excursion company in that there Tenerife. I know it's probably the top one in Tenerife. I know it's well talked about. I know it's well loved, and I know it's well liked, because I've heard it from many YouTubers, but they're all saying it's not just one of them, it's all of them. And I've seen certain interviews with various members of the public done by the YouTubers about the excursion company, and they all rate it. And I think about 2 or 3 years ago, I went on some kind of excursion, and it was with them, and it was fantastic. So no problem there. There's been a big thing in Tenerife over the weekend just gone, as you probably know, where the McMaster and a couple of other people, one of whom I think might have been your man, the CRAICMASTER, where they've been in a place and reviewed it and give it not the greatest review in the world. And Just Rick on his channel has complained about it, said it's all wrong, they shouldn't be doing that, these vloggers. It was much, much too much, they went much too far, and it could lose restaurants' business. Now, I thought I'd seen the video. I thought it was of Harriet's, but I may be wrong. Because they went in a place called Harriet's that I've seen before but never yet been in, which I will go in time. And the McMaster went in along with the CRAICMASTER, so it gets difficult, master and master, and another guy or 2. I didn't see the full video, but I flicked it until the end because I was doing some research at the weekend when it all came out. I seen Rick's video, and to an extent I agreed with Rick, to an extent. But then again, I know the McMaster goes in restaurants and marks them out of 10. It's what he's always done. And I know he doesn't always give a great review. And I know sometimes when he's happy with the food and it's really good, but not brilliant, he'll go 7.9, 8.1, he gives funny marks. And I think that's fine. Because he's telling you, if he ever gives 9.5 out of 10, he thinks it's absolutely brilliant. And I've heard him give 4s and 5s before. Now, some people might think that's wrong. I don't. Everybody's talking on this, that YouTube of being honest. The McMaster doesn't push the honesty card as much as everybody else, but I don't believe he lies. I know Just Rick mentions honesty all the time. I know Darren John mentions honesty all the time. They're 2 that always push honest, honest, honest. If the McMaster think the food is substandard and it deserves whatever mark out of 10, I think he's just being honest. Now, I thought Rick was insinuating that while they were in there, whoever the 3 or 4 were, I think I've got this wrong because I've seen the video, but it was like very, very late Saturday night. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock Saturday morning, because I was doing a review about the McMaster that I should have done Friday night to go out on Sunday night, and I didn't have time to do it. And it was weirdly that this came out the day before I was going to do it, because I thought, well, I can't do the McMasters until Sunday morning now. And this was very apt, because I heard the bit on Just Rick's, and then it was later that day on the Sunday that I got round to record about the McMaster, and it was just after he posted a vid to say he's never going to Tenerife ever again. Never going to do videos there, but he will go and see people like Daniel and go for holidays. And I sort of have agreed with Just Rick, but then I thought, no, wait a minute. I mean, if he's being honest and that's what he does, reviews things, what's he done wrong? Now, I thought Rick may have said, and I'm probably wrong, I'm sure I watched it really late, I can't see him doing this. I thought he was saying they were being awful in there, they were laughing and joking about the state of the food and awful to the staff. I'm sure I've got that wrong, and I don't know where I've got it from. But I'm saying I'm sure I've got it wrong, so I don't know whether I have or not. I know he said the reviews were awful, and I know he said, if the food's bad and you don't rate it, just don't mark it, or don't say anything about it. It's a shame, because the restaurant, whichever it is, it's all over TripAdvisor, it's 4.5 out of 5, blah, 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 does very well. He said, we know the people great, and they're great at what they do, and they could lose business. And I sort of got that, but I thought, is it the Harriet's one or not? But what these YouTubers do, all these YouTubers, they don't mention one another. They talk about things they're unhappy with different YouTubers, but they don't mention names. The same way they don't mention names of places, which I don't get. I mean, I believe in honesty, like 2 or 3 of them say, but the thing is, I talk the honesty, I give the full thing, whether it upsets people or not, and puts me against people. I think if you're doing this, and you're doing, like I'm doing a review now of the CRAICMASTER, I'm going to do the other chap in a minute, I'll just give it as I see it and be honest about them. I'm only talking about this because I need to get back to the CRAICMASTER, just because the CRAICMASTER was involved in this. But the more I thought, and I thought, well, they've done no wrong. And as I say, I don't know if the thing was about Harriet's, because various people have been in Rick's comments and said, what is the place? Well, he said, I know what the place is, but I don't want to say. And I'm thinking, well, if you don't want to say it on a video, what's the problem saying it in the comments? Because it's only for your followers going in the comments anyway, but he didn't want to say what it was still. And then some have said in his comments, I can't find it, has it been took down? And he's saying, well, as far as I've been told, it's still up. So I've looked for it, and I can only find Harriet's, and I think that's the one it must be, but I don't know. I really don't know. But what I did, I watched the Harriet's one, and I flicked till the end where they're outside and they're marking it. And I think between the McMaster, the CRAICMASTER, and one other guy or 2 other guys, they marked it between about 6 and 8, or 6 and 7, 5 and 7. And I thought, none of that's that bad. And credit to the CRAICMASTER, he said, look, he said, I feel awful marking something low, because I'm a local business, they are too, but maybe I just had the wrong meal. I had a jacket potato with something. And I think he said, for me, it was only a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. He said, but what I will say is I come here for breakfast and they're absolutely brilliant. And I think he also said, I've had Sunday dinners here and they're brilliant. And the McMaster said the same. He said, I regularly come here for breakfast and they're fantastic. So they give an honest opinion of some food that day, but then on the other hand, said the place is normally fantastic. Well, that to me, there's nothing wrong in that really. I don't get that. But, well, I just don't get it. And I also think every YouTuber should be able to say what they want to say, because there's lots of them there's lots of competition, but if they can't, pardon me, all say what they want to say, it's a shame. It's not the way it should be. And at the end of the day, I won't not go in Harriet's, because I've never been yet, and I know I'm going to go there because I want to see what it's like. I won't not go in there because the McMaster's given one bad review, because I could go in there, have one meal and really dislike it. I could go in the next day, have a really good meal and love it. You've got to sometimes give people more than one chance. And I'm also wearing the things that they say, the breakfast are normally like, and the Sunday dinner, so I'm going to give it a go. But on the other end of the coin, and I mentioned it on a video yesterday, I seen a review that the McMaster did with the CRAICMASTER, with I think one other guy, was it in the Ginger Pig? That was out 2 or 3 days previous. I watched that in its entirety when it came out, because I know the restaurant and I stay near there. 3 of them had meals, all different meals, so sample different things on the menu. They all came outside, said it was absolutely wonderful. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm thinking, what's wrong with that? That's brilliant. 3 of them have loved the food. They've been out and been honest. And that's great. So I'm thinking, well, You know, Rick, for all I half agree with you, and I know where you're coming from, I mean, they've done that review where they've give 10 out of 10. You're not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you're doing what the Mapmaster does, you've got to be honest. Right, now onto the CRAICMASTER. Right, I don't know Daniel as well as some others, because it's not a channel I often follow. And I think for all he uses it, he doesn't use it as heavily as many others do, and he doesn't rely on it as well as many others do. I know I've heard things where he's doing things on like Instagram and TikTok and all these things, and I think he's got family members and sons helping him with all them. He's not a big, massive social media person where, and I know that because like when the Mapmaster goes over there, he sees him and they just off on the Mapmaster's channel. When Scotsman and Tenerife goes over there, he meets him and he does things on Scotsman's channel. He does stuff on other people's channels more than his own. I think he uses his channel more for business than anything else. And all I can say is I seen a film with the CRAICMASTER about 8-10 months ago. It was either with just Rick, and it may have been Rick, but it might have been Cole's Place. I might have even seen him in 2 films. I think one with just Rick, he was saying that he used to live in Ireland, and he mentioned how he came over from Ireland to where he is now. I think he said at the time when he was younger, he got in bits and pieces of trouble and whatever else, probably out of boredom as much as anything else. I think he said, this is a good while ago now, and I think he said he realised he had to get out of there, otherwise he could have gone down the wrong path. And I think he said he came over to Tenerife and loved it. In the end, he ended up setting up a business there, and he's done very well since, and he's got more than one business, I think, and he's doing fantastically well. All I can say about this chap is I've seen him on Scotsman in Tenerife's channel, I've seen him on the Mapmaster's channel, I'm certain I've seen him with Just Rick, and I'm pretty certain I've seen him in Cole's Place. And then one of them last 2, or both of them, he give a bit of a life story, and I loved his life story, and I liked most everything he said. And I thought to myself, this is one of the ones I like probably more than anybody on the island, the vloggers. When I say I like, I don't mean the channel as such, I just meant him as a person. I just liked him. I think he's got no edge to him at all. And I'm not saying that because he's bigger than most of the rest and he looks like he could handle himself. But I just thought, I like this guy. This guy I like, he's got something about him. And it's little wonder his business is doing well. I think he's just a straight batter, straight hitter. He's dead genuine and that's it. And he's a kind of what you see is what you get guy. And I like him. Now, I don't watch the channel much. In fact, I very rarely watch it. But I'm mentioning him because I've seen his channel, and I'm mentioning him in the main because of this one interview we did with either Rick or Cole, or 2 interviews where he went on about his life, and I found it really, really interesting. All I would say is to any of my subscribers that want to watch your channel, try to dig those out with either just Rick or Cole's Place. It was the CRAICMASTER being chatted to about one of them or both of them. It was really pretty fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. And I like people who've gone from whatever to doing well for themselves. I think he mentioned his dad as well. Did he say his dad in Ireland was a very good singer? I'm sure he said he was a very good singer. He used to sing to the family. I think and I think his dad's no longer with us. I'm probably wrong about that. See, I've seen it 8 months ago, and I watch that much, and I see that much, and I do that much, and I'm that old, I forget things. But anyway, the CRAICMASTER, don't watch his channel a lot less than most, but it's only because he does things different than most, and I think, as I say, it's used more for business. But I tend to see him on other people's channels more. But I like him, and I like him a lot. So on the CRAICMASTER, nothing bad to say at all. Michael, let's go to channel 2. Well, Michael Leavey Jr., I keep getting it wrong. I'm letting the cat out of the bag earlier here. Nobody needs to have looked at that. Nobody's going to be messaging me, doing all that, and having a pop at me. Some might about what I said about the Mapmaster's reviews and what Just Rick said, but I've done a bit about that since Saturday anyway, with my thoughts on it. And I'm giving thoughts for all I'm in the northwest of England, and I'm not in amongst it in Tenerife, and for all I don't do the lives and do the vlogs whilst in Tenerife. I watch them, and I think anyone can have an opinion, so rather than me to go in someone's comment section and write comments, I'd rather do it on here, because it's what I do anyway, and it gives me more content myself. That's why I've had opinions on it, and because I know the people behind the cameras, because I watch the channels, and I think we should all have an opinion if we want one. But let me go to Michael. As I say, I'm telling people now, there'll be no keyboard wars needed. I'm going to say nothing bad about this fella at all. I watched this channel, probably this one, and a guy called, is it Daz Preston? They're the 2 I watch less than anybody else. Michael's is the channel I've watched less than anybody else. I think Michael just does the odd film from various concerts he does, to push himself and to, you know, to get more bookings. I don't mean it in a nasty way, by the way, Michael. I don't mean it in a nasty way at all. Michael is one of the few people I've met. Of all the people that vlog in Tenerife, I've only ever met 2 of them before. Tell a lie. I know 3 of them. I mean, I've met the 3rd, but I've never really spoken to him. He lives in the same town as me. I know 3. I've actually met 2 and spoke to 2. I spoke to Michael when I went over in October of, I struggle to say last year. I know he's got a channel. I very rarely go on it. As I say, I think he's just publicising what he does and filmed different nights as he's out working or afternoons. And I think he films stuff when he comes over to Great Britain. I've seen the odd video he's done when he's been performing over here, because he comes over here now and again. He's another resident of Tenerife and he's a singer. The reason I've spoken to him is that I just felt I needed to speak to him when I seen him perform the other month. I've seen a couple of videos he's done, well, one in particular he's done with just Rick, about mental health and what have you. Fascinating, just fantastic. I think they did 2 videos. He really opened himself up, was really blunt, really honest, really genuine. And it got to me. It's getting to me a bit now, and it shouldn't do. I don't want to do this on film. Right, and it got to me. I've actually met him and told him this. It got to me because I felt sorry for the fella. There was times he was worried about his health and he didn't know what it was and why he should be worried and so on and so forth. And he was waking up in mornings expecting the worst and whatever. And it must be difficult. That must be awful. Must that be? But anyway, I think he's getting through it now. But I think he's somebody that is a worrier. And it's a great shame. And it just goes to show you never know who worries and what they worry about. You never know about who has and who hasn't got mental health issues. And you look at some people and you think, well, why would you have issues? Because, I mean, I look at Michael and I see the performer, the singer that he is. And I seen him for the first time in October. We went to see him 2 days. He did 2 weeks on the bounce at the same spot, and he was that good. We went the second week. He wasn't great as much as he was phenomenal. I was just absolutely blown away, and I had to tell him. And everybody tells people, you're great, you're this, you're that. Well, that's what most everybody does. I tend not to do that. If somebody's good, I'll clap and I'll say, well done. But I won't go out my way and go to them and say, oh, you were really good. I certainly won't go and say, you were brilliant, you were great, you were this, you were that, if they were just good. If they're singers and you're watching them and they're getting paid to sing in front of you, they all should be at least good. Most of them should be very good. You get very few that are absolutely brilliant, and I mean brilliant. For my money, there's only one singer out there that's really, really worth the salt, or there was until I seen Michael, and that's Shelley. I think Shelley is head and shoulders above everybody out there, or I did do. I went and see Michael, and it's just extremely close. I mean, for me, she's the best female singer, he's the best male singer, but that's just for me. What I love about her is the range of songs she did, or she does, is fantastic. She does a range like nobody had ever seen before her. The range is just phenomenal. I said it in a video I did early on in this series. I think one song she does I'm not over keen on, but I know she doesn't. I don't like the song, but she said she don't like doing it herself, but it goes down so well she has to do it. And another song of hers she does, I don't think she does it as well as anything else she does. You can sing it no problem, but for me it's not phrased as it should be, but that's just for me. I might be wrong, don't think I am. I'm an ad taskmaster. I can't sing professionally, they can. They're brilliant. Watched Michael in October last year, and he's almost the same as Shelley. The range of songs he does is just phenomenal. And in many respects, many, many harder songs, because he does a lot of Motown and not hard, yeah, R&B maybe, soul stuff and whatever else. But a lot of soul stuff is with groups of 3 or 4 guys, or 2 and 3 women, or whatever it may be, and he's doing it all himself, you know. And what a voice, just what an unbelievable voice. And he's somebody that makes it look absolutely effortless. And when I say effortless, I mean effortless. Just an unbelievable talent. Now, as I say, he's only got a couple of thousand or more subscribers on his channel, not a lot more than I've got. I've been doing it a lot longer, but I think that's just because he doesn't push it. I don't think the channel's there to monetize his channel, to earn money from YouTube. It's just to let people know who he is and what he does. And obviously for that reason it serves a purpose. But what a phenomenal talent. And I think I've subscribed to his channel, I'm sure I have. One person isn't going to help him when he only on a couple of thousand, but if everybody that watches it subscribes, then it will. And I've just done it just because I like the fella. And as I say, he did this thing with Rick, and it was just brilliant. It was just absolutely brilliant. And I thought he was so honest, so sincere, opened himself up so much. I just had to tell him, and I thought it was great. And as a singer, unrivaled, just absolutely brilliant. I wish nothing but success for that fella. Really, really good. And I, for one, will be watching him at least a couple of times every time I go over to Tenerife in the future. He really is that good. If you've not seen him, folks, I think he's the gig I see him at is a Saturday afternoon gig. How can I not remember it? This is the Calypso Bar. If you get a chance to go, go. But book first. It's like when Shelley does Hoppies on Thursday afternoon. The Calypso's on Saturday afternoon. If you don't book, you won't get in. He's absolutely phenomenal. He does about 2.5, 3 hours. Just absolutely brilliant. Anyway, that's it from me. So, nothing negative to say about either channel today, which is unusual. There might be some negativities to follow when we go on another channel. Who knows? Next one will be out in half an hour.